Hi, Charlie. My name is Maverick, and
It's a great name.
thank you. I have someone that I deeply care about who thinks that Kyle Rittenhouse should still be charged with something. They haven't told me what, but with the killing of those people. And I've seen the trial, at least a good portion of it, where I didn't see anything wrong. And I was wondering if you have anything to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, boy, did they try to lock him up for something. Weapons charge got thrown out. Let me try to tie this in biblically. You know, someone said, Charlie, as a Christian, it says, thou shalt not kill. Now, interesting, if you go into the Hebrew, it says, thou shalt not murder. It's a very big difference. And Kyle did not have the intent to take life that night. But self-defense is time and time again articulated and defended in the Bible. And Gary, do you want to talk about that?
That's exactly right, that there's a distinction in the Ten Commandments between murder and killing. Because some people have asked me, law enforcement, military, hey, I've had to kill people. In the line of duty, you're an arm of the government. You are doing something that is not murder. Sometimes there's killing, but that's different from murder. So, yeah.
And especially, so you take the military example, our rules of engagement are supposed to be almost all a self-defense posture.
Right.
But let's just talk about Kyle Rittenhouse, right? What on earth in the criminal code can they throw at him? And then let's just say the politically incorrect part out loud, that for whatever reason, there was that picture of Kyle Rittenhouse with his mouth open and his hat backwards, wearing a green camo color and the AR-15 strapped, and he all of a sudden fit into a stereotype of a young white man that is inspired by Donald Trump and wants to commit violence. And for whatever reason, they need to keep that narrative going. They don't care whose lives they destroy. They don't care if they have to lock up entire families. And that's wrong. That's tribal politics at its worst. Because you notice every time they try to attack Kyle Rittenhouse, they insert race where no one's actually thinking about it, right? They all of a sudden are like, oh, he's a white supremacist. How on earth you say something like that? You know his best friend in the world and the father figure to him is a black man? Does anyone actually even know that? No, of course not. The media won't tell you that. No, instead they basically say that. And because, and I did this on our radio show and our podcast today, and this is an analogy that might make sense to you, it might not, so I just apologize for forgiveness ahead of time, which is that the media is in the mosaic creating business, okay? So if you look at a mosaic, it's thousands of independent little tiles that then go create a bigger picture, right? So if you zoom in on just one part of a mosaic, it just looks like a tile. You zoom out, it's a bigger picture. But the media refuses to put a tile or a collection of tiles in their mosaic picture if it doesn't fit the type of thing they want you to see. Does that make sense? And so Kyle Rittenhouse was a big part of their picture. It was like this. It was like the middle part of America's a terrible place, and white people are hunting down people in the streets. And all of a sudden, you have to remove that. That's a mea culpa. That's it's actually not as bad as you might think. Like, actually, all that outrage was unwarranted, and they don't want to have to do that. So, look, you asked a very specific question. I'll give you a specific answer. I would ask your friend, what on earth in the U.S. criminal code could he be charged with? Because they try to do everything. He was found not guilty by a jury of his peers under a very intense prosecution, by the way. Some of the most unfair and I would say belligerent prosecution that I have seen in recent memory that really wanted him locked up. Thank you so much for being here tonight. So.